WandaVision, what a show by Marvel Studios. Nothing like they have ever done before. Edward, what are your initial thoughts about WandaVision?
So honestly, like I wasn't too particularly interested of the WandaVision. I was more particularly interested with the Captain Falcon and the Winter Soldier mostly. But I was like, let's take a look at WandaVision. It's a pretty interesting twist. So I was like very confused what was going on because it was like different shows. But
Right.
as the episode keep going, it made me like it clicks. I'm like, oh, this episode and like I like how it got connected back. And I think that's what Marvel is so good at is some event happened and there's a way they could connect back to the like how this happened. So
Right.
I was really amazed.
Yeah, that's
Uh
that's honestly like the beauty of Marvel Studios, right? They just get every small little thing from other movies. They make all their other movies, age like fine wine, right? Age of Ultron, not really the most popular Avengers movie, and now it's looked back upon as like one of the best movies in the MCU because of the backstory that's given in WandaVision and the impact of that movie to WandaVision.
yeah,
But
yeah.
if you had to rate the show out of 10, I mean, honestly, like this is like nothing that we've been accustomed to. What would you rate it out of 10?
Ooh. Um I don't know, I might get flamed, but my honesty, I thought it was like a 8.9. It's not like a typical 9. I don't know because I think it was a slow build up. It was
Right.
kind of like, but the storyline I understand, but it was kind of like I kind of see what they were trying to do, like the theme wise, and like how she like these stand up talk shows, not talk shows, but uh, I guess shows, yeah.
Yeah, I
So
mean, I think like the part of the buildup, I mean, a lot of obviously it was kind of slow in the beginning, but I think the show is mainly just about exploring more about, Wanda Maximoff and Vision in those two characters because before, this show really, I mean, they were huge characters, but in comparison to, the main six Avengers, they weren't really like huge characters. So I think this is more of like just exploring a lot of character development in this show specifically. You feel a lot closer to them, especially because their romance obviously was shown in other movies before, but this really takes it the next step further. And the reason
yeah,
why
yeah,
I will give it like probably a 9, I'm gonna give it a 9, because like you said, WandaVision really wasn't like an anticipated show. Like no one really talked about it when it was announced. No one really was excited for it. Everyone was like, "What is this? What is this?" And then obviously the first few episodes is like crazy. I mean, no one knew what was going on, but the way that they evolved storytelling in the show was just phenomenal. And I can't wait to see like the continuation of the arc in Doctor Strange 2 and Spider-Man 3.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, I was wondering, what do you think? So just getting into like some questions now, like that we have after watching the show. First, what did you think about the fact that there were absolutely no huge cameos? I mean, this show was riddled with so many fan theories, and Marvel just said, "F you," just held a huge middle finger to everyone who's making all the fan theories. No Doctor Strange cameo, no Reed Richards cameo. Like the aerospace engineer was set up to be nothing. What did you think about that?
Yeah, I was kind of disappointed, honestly. I was hearing about Doctor Strange because I thought that was the biggest thing. Like, I definitely saw like it was going to connect back to the Doctor Strange too. Like, I was like, oh, there's gotta be something, right? Yeah, it was like, and who's the actor of Vision? I'm sorry, what his name
Paul Bettany.
is?
Paul Bettany.
Paul Bettany. Like, I think people started to have a fan theory because how he reacted to the Mephisto.
All right.
Everyone thought like Mephisto was gonna be in it somehow, or like the bunny, Mr. Spencer,
Finger
like
scratchy.
the
Yeah.
Scratchy was the Mephisto somehow. But I mean, like I could see it, but like all these fan theories, I keep hearing it. I'm like, I kind of see it. Like it makes sense, but in the end, I don't think the director of WandaVision was like trying to get into that stuff yet. Um, but I think he's like, just wait. Like it's
Right.
not there yet. I think definitely. I think one thing for sure. I think I kind of like kind of like brush it off, but I shouldn't. It's like the post credit scenes.
Mhm.
Like I don't know which episode started because I don't usually watch the post
I think it
credit
was like the
scenes.
third to last episode that they started doing the post credit scenes, so maybe like episode 7. I'm not exactly sure.
Yeah, so like when they showed the post credit scenes, like there was some like I was like, wait, where did this come from? Like when I looked
Yeah.
at it again, I was like, wait, where did this come from? And then now I looked at it, I was like, oh, there's some hidden gems. Definitely for that show. But overall, yeah, I was pretty disappointed. Like I was like, oh my god, this is really excited. You know, like I was like excited. You know, we're almost in the year, and I was like, okay, this gotta be like there's someone has to
Yeah.
be there.
I
But
mean,
yeah, I
I
was
think a lot of that is just like on the fans ourselves. Like we set up ourselves to be disappointed by creating all of these crazy theories. Like, for example, Ralph. I remember when in the beginning of the episodes when Agnes just keeps talking about Ralph, my husband Ralph, and everyone's like, so who can Ralph be? It's got to be like Mephisto. In the comics, he's been referenced as Ralph before, and it ends up being some huge gag, Ralph Boner. Like, are you serious? And that connects with Evan Peters' character. Like everyone's like, what's going on? Is this multiverse? He ends up being just a resident of Westview, a resident of Westview, New Jersey. No one special, just under active spell. Like that's just mind blowing how Marvel just did that to everyone. And even Paul Bettany himself, he said he got to work with an actor he never got to before, and it ended up being himself, White Vision. That that was like a huge troll on Paul Bettany's part. I'll give him props for that. I mean, but also like the fact that Agatha isn't really, we don't really know if she's serving another higher being. I mean, do you have any predictions on who she might be serving for? Because in the show they set it up to make it seem like she was just like on her own and just trying to become the most powerful witch.
yes. So I'm not like I don't read the Marvel comic as deeply as like other fans. Yeah, it was definitely interesting. If I just watch the show, like what you said about like she's trying to be the powerful witch, I'll believe that. I think it's, like that's the whole point for her, because we saw like she when she was in the Salem court trials,
Right.
oh, sorry, not court trial, witch trials, like it shows like it's like she did something that like you're not supposed to do, and like she was trying to be that most powerful,
Mm-hmm.
and she was trying to take away from the Scarlet Witch from her own mom. That was pretty interesting, but like I actually don't know, because like wait, we could make another fan theory, but my thing is like I don't want to do it because like we've been tricked by it, but I think there's a chance. I'm not gonna brush it off, but I think there is a chance that she is serving someone else. But I don't know. I
Mm-hmm.
actually have no idea who. But
Yeah, I mean, the way that her character's story kind of ended leaves the door open to further explore her character, because there's no way that Catherine Hahn is going to be wasted on one show. She's going to be kept. I mean, she was phenomenal in the show. But actually thinking back, I was fully expecting Doctor Strange cameo. I think a lot of people were, but there was actually a subtle reference to Doctor Strange, and in the last episode, if you actually listen carefully to the post credit scene, in the second post credit, when it shows Wanda kind of reading the Darkhold in her astral projection form, you can hear the Doctor Strange theme. It's a modified version of the theme, but it plays very slowly, and that was something like pretty cool, because I had to rewatch it to kind of notice it, but it was super awesome when I noticed his theme, and that's like Marvel's way of kind of using music even to just kind of tease people. I can't
yeah,
wait.
yeah.
I mean, do you think Wanda might be a villain in Doctor Strange too? I mean, it might be. I mean, if she's reading Darkhold, which is like the book of the damned, uh, kind of like reading dark magic stuff, uh, I think there's a potential. I mean, there's a potential there for sure.
Yes. It's pretty interesting. It definitely, yeah, based on that, and then you could hear like Tommy and Billy, is
Yeah,
that the other
yeah,
child? Like you could hear their like voice, if you notice too, like
right.
in the ninth, like the final episode, like you could hear the voice again. So like I think that's why people were saying like, oh, if it's still there, like because like all this comic stuff. So
Yeah.
but if I could definitely see how Wanda could be the villain. It's because like yeah, I was like wow, Scarlet Witch is or now like Wanda Maximoff is the badass now. She's like guess what now? I didn't even know who I was, but now I'm
Right.
Scarlet Witch. She didn't even know who she was like. Wait, what? I was like, oh wait, what? Of course like we knew that she was Scarlet Witch,
Right.
but it was surprising how she didn't know that she was Scarlet Witch, which now there's more question I have. It's like, how did she not know she was this Scarlet Witch? Like, where did this come from and stuff?
Mhm.
But um, I think it was like the when she first touched the Infinity Stone and then she saw the Mind Stone, I think, right?
Right. The vision, right, of
Yeah,
herself.
of
No pun
that.
intended, but
Yeah. So, but we don't know if that's confirmed or that's completely off. So it was pretty interesting how was it the eighth episode where she went through all her childhood,
yeah,
or is that
yeah. I believe that was the
so?
second last episode. Yeah.
So that was the second and last. I like that. I think that how it kind of transitioned. Like, oh, where did she start? Like this block, this block, this block,
Mhm.
and if so I think Wanda is she might be the villain. I wouldn't be
No.
surprised that
Yeah.
if she is the villain. So we'll see though. This is I'm very excited for the Doctor Strange
Yeah. I mean, I think Doctor
because
Strange is like the
because
most
yeah
anticipated movie right now.
because like I didn't expect Doctor Strange. I was like, oh okay, they're making a Doctor Strange, another Doctor Strange movie. Like
Mhm.
of course like why not, right? Because like always kind of make a sequel after,
Mhm.
like but now I'm like, oh my god, like, I have to watch it. Like it became more it's bigger became more bigger than I thought it was.
Right. Yeah. No, for sure. I mean, before COVID, Doctor Strange 2 was actually supposed to come out like a few weeks after WandaVision. So we wouldn't have had to wait this long, but now we're gonna have to wait for like a year or two. That's that sucks. But anyways, there's some other things I was just like had a lot of questions on. I was so confused during the show. Like for example, how did Sword even get Vision's body in the first place to experiment on? Because if I remember correctly, in the Infinity War, Thanos destroyed Vision's body and left it there in Wakanda. So, and Sword's a U.S. agency. So, how exactly did a U.S. agency go into the most advanced nation in the world and snatch a body? Now, some people say I might think like the Avengers took it back. Some people might say that Sokovia Accord or something with that returns the body to the rightful owner. It might be the United States because it was built by Tony and Bruce and using Jarvis. I guess technically U.S. property. I don't know. But that was a huge thing that I was wondering on. And also another question I was wondering on is what's up with Tyler Hayward? Like the least likable character in the show, but like in these fourth episode, I believe, when it actually starts the show to behind the scenes, like in real life, Tyler Hayward and Monica Rambeau seems like they're friendly. And then in the last episode, just out of nowhere, he just like a huge villainous turn out of nowhere, and he just shoots Monica Rambeau, unloads a whole clip. What's up with that? Do you think he's a scroll? What do you think is up with Sword in general? I mean, it seems villainous.
Yeah, so I had that question too. I was like, wait, how did they get Vision's body?
Right.
Like it was pretty strange to me because of course I think the Sokovia Accords definitely had some effect on it. But another thing is how did they went to Wakanda? Because Wakanda is a whole different story. They're
Right.
not based on the Sokovia Accords. So
I mean, I think
so
they
they
did sign the Sokovia Accords.
yeah. So like well I don't know. So maybe they did, but like it's a different city. It's a different state. It's a different country. So like I'm very confused. I think they kind of mentioned it, but it wasn't like fully explained it. Like I was confused as well as you, Kevin. Um, but I think the one Tyler Hayward, this man sucks.
Yeah, tell me.
I so the reason why I think he was the most least likely because I think somehow I don't know. This could be a crazy fan theory also, but like he might be a scroll. I honestly think he might be a scroll too. Um, because remember, I think Captain Marvel was it Captain Marvel? Was it the post credit scene where Nick Fury was up in space, or is that a
That
different?
was Spider-Man Far From Home.
Spider-Man Far From Home. Sorry. Yes, I see. I knew it. So I knew it. It showed something. He was in space. So
Yeah.
I think that's from his sword. So I think Nick Fury kind of knew. I think that's why I think that's how Wanda, how Vision got into the swords because I think Nick Fury was behind it. Like I'm pretty sure. But I think Hayward was like, I'm having a different plan, Like I want to like create machine uh, uh like make this like tool weapon. And um speaking of which, it was very fun. It was very interesting when they created another vision and when they had the vision fight, it
Philosophical,
was
right?
it was very philosophical, but they understand each other.
Right.
When and when so when the Wanda, I'm gonna say the WandaVision and the Sword Vision, how they touched like the WandaVision
Yeah, yeah,
touched
kind of gave him the memories.
yeah, the memories back, that's the biggest question. Where is that vision?
Where
He's just
is
like
that vision? Where
he's
is
like
that vision?
because he said, I am Vision, and he just flies off. And I'm like, wait, what? So I was expecting like, he's gonna like stop right before Hayward is saying like, bro, like, what are you trying to do, bro? Like,
Mhm.
because he said he has no. It looked because in the comics it shows that he has no emotion,
Right. No
and we
purpose.
definitely saw that. So now he has that emotion and that memories. I thought he was gonna reappear again, but he just disappeared after saying I am Vision. So that's like, dude, where is he? Like, that's my biggest question right now.
Yeah, I mean,
So
that's Marvel's way of creating so many different plot threads that will continue on in their other projects and keep us hooked in. Marvel's amazing business strategy. I think that'll be answered, and I don't know. I don't think anytime soon. Just looking at like Marvel's upcoming projects, I don't see any viable projects they can answer that in. But definitely in some type of property soon. Um, and also that's a question like, is Vision back now? Is Vision back? He has his memories. So will he be a good Vision again? And will he connect with Wanda? Maybe rekindle some fire there.
yeah,
I
yeah.
don't know. But yeah, I mean, wow, WandaVision, I mean, just as just like a conclusion, I think the genre that Marvel has explored, with the risk. I mean, remember, some people said that MCU should end with Endgame. They said that was like a perfect
Oh
time.
yeah, yeah.
I mean, are you crazy? Like Marvel, Kevin Feige's like, sorry, no. And he created this beautiful project, which he came up with apparently, and explores a completely different genre. I mean, romance, right? And everyone has criticized Marvel in the past for not, kind of developing romance as well. Like you look at Bruce Banner and Betsy Ross, um, even Natasha and Bruce. Like it's just not been that good. But finally, a damn good romance in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. The only romance, by the way, that I would like, um, as a genre. Um, but wow, WandaVision, amazing. Are you excited for Falcon and the Winter Soldier coming out in 2 weeks? I
Oh
think
yeah.
everyone is so ready for Marvel. But thanks for watching, everyone. This is Kevin and Edward breaking down WandaVision.
For more videos from M2M, check out our other playlists.